I started playing back in 1997 when I bought my first 4th edition and Ice Age boosters. Over the next 11 years, Magic was a huge part of my life, and I amassed around 42,000 cards. About 6,000 of these were rare. I also gathered a large collection of promo cards. I stopped playing in 2008, and for the past 14 years, my collection has been gathering dust. I didn't think it was worth very much, but after seeing a random YouTube video, I started to check out prices and was astonished by how much the cards had gone up in value. I saw one of your YouTube videos on how to get the best price for your collection, so I thought I would contact you to see if you were interested in buying it from me. Hello, my name is Hamid with We Buy Any Cards, and today I have a really impressive collection that we recently bought that I want to show you. This gentleman showed up with about 35 folders worth of cards, sort of double ring binders, just an incredible volume. Everything immaculately organized and curated, from antiquities up to 10th edition. And I'm going to start going through some of the cards here. When we received this collection, it took us about 7 or 8 hours to pull everything out of the folders and get it priced up effectively. It's a lengthy process, especially for a collection of this sort of volume, and it won't be any particular order as I go through it, but you'll see that it includes just about everything, and not just the complete sets, but also promos like these. There are FNM promos, Judge Reward promos, arena promos, everything in between, and not a single card missing, which is, I mean, I've never really seen anything like it in many years of buying and acquiring Magic collections. There's always something that's missing. And many of the high-end valuable cards are in immaculate condition. For example, we can look at, just take this Mishra's Factory here, this Winter Factory as an example. This is a card that's maybe not quite near mint, but it's incredibly nice. We'd probably grade this as near mint to excellent. In the background, you can see the dual lance included in the correct collection. I believe it should be 35 of them. But we see this sometimes, that collections that are just sort of, they've been left. They are relics or time capsules of a bygone age. And this one had been sitting for 14 years, and in the owner's office or in their house. I particularly like this Lightning Bolt. It's one of my favorite cards. I really like the old border on that with the alpha art. But yeah, sitting in his house for 14 years, gathering dust. He knew they had value, that they had some value. They weren't something that he was going to be throwing away, but that they were valued in the tens of thousands of pounds. That's another matter. And that's not something he was expecting. Another thing that we found in this collection is that here are two copies of Mishra's Workshop, and a candelabra, and 4 Gaea's Cradles. And yeah, another thing we found is that they weren't just cards that he collected. It was also all sorts of Magic paraphernalia, other collectibles. And let me show you some of those. For example, we have this starter deck from 5th edition. You can see these were bought in the UK. The little label's still on there, $7.99. I believe it has a booster pack inside, but I need to confirm that. We have a booster pack from Stronghold, booster pack from Exodus, and one from Tempest, and that was $2.99. Probably back in 1996, 1997. Booster packs haven't changed in price all that much over the years. I think a standard legal booster pack still goes for around £3. From Hamley's Toy Shop in the UK. We also have some World Championship decks. The decks are all complete on the inside. I'm not going to open all of them, but I'll show you here. Some of these have gold bordered version of some very popular cards like Gaia's Cradle and City of... Oh, I can't remember at the moment, but there's Ancient Tombs, there's all sorts of things. Another thing we have is these comics. He had collected all the Magic comics. This came out in 1995, I think April 95, printed in the US. And it comes with a promo Fireball. All the first Magic the Gathering promos came in comics, as far as I'm aware, back in 95 and 96. That's how they were distributed. And I think there was a Mana Vault, a Mana Crypt, the Harper Prism Mana Crypt, in the lot that I showed you earlier, and that was distributed in the same way, as far as I'm aware. You see, this spans sort of every set. We're back to Antiquities, and then we have Kamigawa 6th edition, Scourge. And if you want to see pictures of all the volume, then you can go to our Facebook page, We Buy Any Card, facebook.com/We Buy Any Card. And you'll be able to see pictures there of all the folders and just how much there is. 35 folders. But as I was saying earlier, it's quite common for people not to be aware of the value. And I've tried to cover some of this in the previous YouTube videos, and I'll do some more of it in the future, hopefully, of how you can sort of price research your cards, try to find out which cards are valuable, how to do that quickly and efficiently if you don't know anything. For somebody with experience, it's easy for us to flick through some cards and be like, yeah, that's worth something, that's worth something. But if you don't know what you're looking at, then they all look the same. And, overwhelming majority of Magic cards don't have any value. 99% of things that were printed, it doesn't matter if they're 20 or 25 years old, they wouldn't be worth anything today. So it's a matter of finding the gems. Now here's a trading card game for a PC. I imagine this doesn't work on a modern PC, but I think it may be the second game that was made. I think it was Chandelar. I'm not sure which one came first. Don't know if you can read that. It's for Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows NT. This probably came out around 1999, something like that. Let's go through some more of these here. A lot of promo lands as well. Basic lands here. These I am particularly fond of. Full sets of Unhinged and Unglued. And if you have a collection to sell, feel free to get in touch with us. Even if we end up not buying it from you, we are always happy to give advice on how to price up a collection, how to figure out if what you have is valuable. Unfortunately, most collections that people get in touch with us about don't have much value. They're probably less than £100. Most bundles of old cards that people have laying around in their houses are maybe commons, a couple of uncommons, 1 or 2 rares. But we have had lots where the commons and uncommons were, if it's from the right set, if it's from pre-1996 sets, then you probably might have some value there. Now, all of this transaction was all completed in a single day. The gentleman showed up in the morning around 10 o'clock, and I think it was all pretty much finished by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It it was a full day of work. It wasn't easy, but it was fun. It's really, really enjoyable seeing something like this because the amount of time that has gone into creating this, the amount of dedication that you have to, I mean, and the amount of money really, even though these cards are worth a lot today, and they've gone up in value, they weren't free, you know, back then. The dual lands, they may have been 20, 15, 20, 30 pounds back then, but with this many, it definitely wasn't for free. And there are cards that were valuable back then that have lost their value since. So we're still talking about an investment of, thousands of pounds. But mostly it's the time and the just ability to keep going. A lot of people start on a set or on a deck. We see this quite often. And they aren't able to follow through with it because it's really hard. And it takes a lot of perseverance and dedication to put something like this together and to keep going for all those years. 11 years, effectively. I mean, even longer here. So, I mean, respect really is what I want to put across here. Is like this is there's only a handful of collections like this in the UK that I'm aware of. I know maybe of 2, 3, maybe 4 that are bigger than this one. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about this. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below or get in touch via Facebook. Our website is webuyanycard.co.uk. We're always buying, so please get in touch, even if it's just to get advice or if you have any questions. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.